Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you're doing great. Thankfully, the market is up 710 points as of right now. It's been a wild ride over the last few months. Yesterday it was down 660, and I've been getting a lot of questions from people asking me what changes I'm making to my own accounts, what changes they should make, if any. Should they pull all their money out of the market? Should they be scared? Should they not be scared? So I just wanted to spend a couple of minutes to address those things. First of all, SEC disclosure. Nothing I say today is considered investment advice. It's considered information only, and past performance does not predict future results. So we don't have any crystal balls, but I just wanted to give you some words of wisdom, if I have any, about what's going on and what you can do. So over the last few months, the market has been dropping dramatically, and people are asking why that is the case. Oh, well, there's a couple of different ways to look at it. The biggest thing, in my opinion, is that we are at the end of a 10-year bull market. A bull market is when the market is growing at a very rapid pace. And never in the history of the market have we had more than a 10-year bull market. So 2008, in the financial crisis, we had a really terrible time period where everybody lost a bunch of money, or at least account value. And then over the last 10 years since then, we've had faster growth than we've ever had. So some people last year got returns of 25% or even more, depending on how they were invested. But now, it's easy to forget how good it was last year or the last 10 years, and now the market is dropping. It's doing what we call a correction. And over the last couple of months, it's been down almost 10% at times. It's going up and down dramatically. Anytime the market's going up and down 600-700 points at a time, it's extremely volatile. We don't like to see that. But we were expecting it. We figured at some point the cycle has to downturn, and then what's going to happen is eventually the cycle will upturn. So a lot of people are looking at their account values, seeing a lot of red, and I completely understand that makes you nervous. And I just want to tell you a few things to hopefully ease your fears. First of all, the number one question I get: what changes should I make? And I want to address there's two different groups of people. If you are 55 years of age or under, you don't need to make any changes. Do not sell any of your investments. I repeat, do not sell your investments and go to cash. The interesting thing about our economy is every other product in the world. So let's say you're going to buy a shirt. You go to the store, the shirt is on sale 25% off. You're going to go, wow, that's a great deal. I need to buy that shirt. And then if the shirt is super expensive, you're going to say, it's not really a good deal. I don't need to buy that shirt. We need to act the same way with investments, right? So right now, the markets are going down, and what that is doing is causing stocks to be cheaper, so we should be buying them as they are going down, so that when they do go back up, that we take advantage of all of that growth. So if you have an investment strategy, if you know where your investments are at, you know how you're investing, you have somebody looking at them, don't make any changes, especially based on emotion. And it's very, very hard to do, but number one rule of thumb in investing is do not make any changes based on emotion. If nothing else, talk to somebody about it and get their opinion on what's going on. If you're under 55, let it go. Because over time, once again, can't predict the future, but the market over time goes up. It will always have up and down. It will be a roller coaster at times. Sometimes it will go down significantly, which we're experiencing right now. But eventually we will get into the upside of the cycle, and this whole thing will start over again. So the number one thing you have on your side if you're under 55 is time. So we're not concerned about what's going to happen in the market today. Yes, you're looking at it and it's green and it makes you all happy, and then Monday if it's down 800 points, you're going to be all sad. Don't do that. I would highly recommend you don't even look at your account statement but every few months. And when it goes down, realize that your account value has gone down, but you don't ever lose money until you sell an investment. So the last thing you want to do right now is sell an investment. A good example is Apple stock. Apple stock has gotten hammered over the last month. It's been 38% down, and that's just crazy. So a lot of people are saying, get away from Apple stock. Don't ever buy Apple stock. The reality is, Apple stock could be a very good buy. It could be a very cheap stock right now that everybody's afraid of, and therefore it's a good opportunity to buy. I am not recommending that. Once again, I'm not allowed to do that unless you're a client of mine. But those are the kind of things we try to keep in our mind, is to be a little bit contrarian. When everybody else is afraid, it's usually providing good opportunities. So now, if you are over 55, you need to take a deeper look at your investments. You need to make sure that you are invested appropriately based on your age, your suitability, your risk tolerance, everything like that. Because you don't have as much time until retirement, as much time until you're going to need that money. So if you are 60 years old and you're going to retire at 65 and you're invested aggressively, the market goes down 20%, you might not have enough time to make that up in the upside before you have to start drawing that money as income in retirement. So 55 or older, take a deeper dive. Have somebody, whether it's me or anybody else, look at your investments, explain to you why you are invested where you're invested, and then model it out and make a plan for how you're going to get to where you need to go. I promise you, if you're 55 or older, you need to be more concerned with conserving your principal than you do with getting a bunch of growth. And that's hard to do as well, because when people are getting insanely large rates of return, you want a piece of that as well. But you have to have priorities in line, and you have to know your risk tolerance. So hang in there, stick with it. I know it's stressful sometimes, but it's going to be okay. And if you want anybody to look at it, I'd love to take a look at your investments for you. Or if you want to set up an investment plan for the first time, I'd be happy to take a look and see if there's any way I can help. Feel free to shoot me an email, text me, carrier pigeon, whatever the easiest way for you is. My email is grant@forum6.com. And hopefully this has been a little bit helpful for you today. Have a great weekend. Talk to you soon.